I didn't even know that making these videos was a thing. I'm going to be telling you my story about getting the results of having Sjogren syndrome. About 3 years ago, I was having symptoms, and when I went to my primary care provider, I mentioned these symptoms and how long it had been going on, which it had been going on probably about 4 years prior to when I was talking about it. But I wasn't regularly going to the doctors, so I thought it was normal. So my primary care provider referred me to a rheumatologist because of my symptoms, because my blood work came back abnormal. So the blood work that came back abnormal was the Anna titer. So when I went to my rheumatologist, she's like, oh, just because the Anna titer is positive doesn't mean that you have anything wrong with you. And I was like, how is that even possible? So I told her I wouldn't be having these symptoms if there was nothing wrong with me. So I finally convinced her to send me for a different screening to see if I had Sjogren syndrome. So she finally sent me a referral to the ear, nose, and throat doctor. So there, they did a lip biopsy, they cauterized it, and about 3 weeks later, came back with a positive. And my rheumatologist stated that it doesn't matter. She wasn't very professional, but she said, oh, well, it says that you have Sjogren's, but I don't think you have it. So I didn't understand that. But she ended up prescribing me Plaquenil. It pretty much helps with pain. I have issues with my eyes, but because of the Plaquenil, I have to go to yearly appointments because it can damage your corneas after prolonged use. So that's my story. Thank you for watching. So I've been more fatigued than usual. This has been happening for a couple months already. I'll be sitting there with my young children because I have a 3 and a 1-year-old. And I would practically be falling asleep with them sitting there in the morning. This pain has been going on forever, my whole body. My feet, my ankles, my forearms, when I hold my kids, like they're sensitive to the touch. I've been having headaches. I can't think straight. I forget what I'm doing. So my sister-in-law, she has fibromyalgia, and I went to go and spend time with her because we're planning her wedding. And I told her my symptoms, and she said, hey, it sounds like fibromyalgia. And I was like, well, that's hard to hear because I have 2 young kids that I have to take care of. And to be sorry, my son almost dropped a huge box on himself. This huge box because he's so silly. So gonna have an appointment with my rheumatologist fairly soon. So I didn't mention anything about fibromyalgia or anything. I just talked to him stating that I talked to my primary care provider, and I asked if she could schedule lab works because maybe it's my thyroid or something. And this is prior to me even talking to my sister-in-law. And my blood work came back normal. So when I did talk to my rheumatologist, I told him about my symptoms. And since I have Sjogren syndrome, he diagnosed me with fibromyalgia, would not even see me because I have primary Sjogren syndrome, so I'm more likely to have fibromyalgia. And since I do have these symptoms with the pain, the brain fog, headaches, all that, or the fatigue. the fatigue is intensified because you have fatigue when you have Sjogren's, but it intensifies with fibromyalgia. I get to see my doctor in 3 months, and I'm pretty sure he's going to do the pressure point test, but I'm unsure. He did prescribe me Lyrica. It does take the edge off, but not very much. I still have to take Tylenol or ibuprofen to really get me through my days. I will update you very soon. What are you doing, Antonia?
I'm driving.
You're driving? Who taught you to drive?
I'm on.
Did you go to school for it?
I go away.
Oh, really? So you're driving around? You're so silly. Go drive. Honk your horn. Excuse me, I need to get by you. Thank you. And you're off. A mess. I've been trying to keep it clean. Last night, John had his friend over, so I couldn't keep it clean. I have to wash these right now so I could pump.